Hi, beaches. Welcome to another practice in the cycle of illusions. Today we have a waxing crescent moon, and we'll continue in this manner. So slowly we will bring some movement into the practice. It's going to be very gentle. We'll continue our broader intention of exploring our illusions. So today we will be examining our attachments. What do we hold dear? So we can slowly start. Find your comfortable seated position. Again, you can use blocks or no blocks, or you know what to do. Find your comfortable seated position. And as you have your seat, close your eyes. And just first moments again, bring your awareness into the body. It's always important to settle down, notice the overall state that we are in. Where do we begin our practice? What energy do we work with? So notice your whole body from your tippy toes to your fingertips, all the way towards the crown of the head. Noticing the spaces, tensions, the energy that flows, the mood that you have, the thoughts that are in your mind. Let's take a deep breath in through nose. Release through mouth. Two more. Remind yourselves what the first practice was about. You want to lengthen through the crown, open to the sides, and ground down through your sits bones. Find your neutral pelvis. Find your neutral curves in your spine. And continue your own process of self-exploration. Bring into your attention the attachments that are important to you. If it's certain outcomes, if it's a lifestyle, if it's a habit, if it's the worldview, or the things that you consider to be true. If it's on the systems level or personal levels, in relationships to others or to nature, in relationship to God, to the universe, to the science. Examining anything that comes in. Sometimes those things that come firsthand are something we should evaluate, reconsider, or consider. And perhaps you might have a moment when it comes all of a sudden, not in this practice, but throughout the time. Notice your attachments. But also notice your aversions. But perhaps let's stick to the attachments. There might be quite a lot. Some are important, some are heavy, and some are absolute, perhaps, or feel like they are absolute. But everything changes all the time. It's important to um, be able to not attach to things, to people, to relationships, to anything that changes, because it will sooner or later. It's important to observe how you feel about it. It's important to accept, acknowledge, and this non-attachment brings in an open mind. It brings that we are open to different outcomes, to different scenarios, situations. And perhaps we might not be also surprised, or we might be surprised, but we can say we did not, or yeah, sorry. We might say that we are not surprised and that we expected it. Kind of got lost in that one. Shit happens. Okay, enough bragging. You can open your eyes up. Inhale, reach your arms up high to the sky. Exhale, bring your palms together, thumbs on your heart. Inhale, reach up, lengthen. Exhale, palms together. Few more rounds. Inhale, reach up, gather your energy. Exhale, bring that energy into your heart. So we are playing with energies, we're playing with our bodies, with the motions, movements continue. And it doesn't have to be just physical. You can also add that metaphorical value into that. So we can also reprogram the program that we have in our heads, in our minds, step by step, bit by bit. 2 more rounds. Inhale, gather that energy, feel it going through your hands. Exhale, bring that energy into your heart. Inhale, attachments. Exhale, bring them into your heart. Let's meet in tabletop position on all fours. You can bring your hands below your shoulders, knees below your pelvis. And make sure that you're not falling down into the floor. Imagine you're creating space between your joints, so you're firmly pushing away from the ground, lengthening through the crown, but also through the sits bones. Imagine you can create that space between the vertebrae. I wanted to say, like, cut yourselves in half. So your head goes one way, the pelvis goes the other way. You're pushing away from your hands. The space between your shoulder blades is lifted up, and your ribs are in. The pubic bone goes closer towards your belly. Inhale, let's open up into the back bend. Shoulder blades closer together. Open up the heart space. Exhale, round the spine, push away from the floor. Chin towards the chest, pubic bone towards the belly. Few more rounds here. Inhale, open up your heart. Exhale, round. You want to lead the movement through your chest. So this thoracic spine is the one that is most rigid because the ribs attach to those vertebrae. And as you move, you really want to get into that thoracic spine, into that chest, into moving the spaces between your ribs, opening up the heart space from the front, opening the lung space from the back. But your whole spine moves. Keep pushing away from the floor. Still, the space between your shoulder blades is filled up. Very nice. Few more rounds. And again, think of length. Lengthening. Still sits bones versus the crown. It's not about the bend. It might be to some degree. But the more important is the length and the space that you create. Don't overdo it. Enjoy it. Inhale, one more. Exhale, round. Push away. Very nice. Inhale brings you back to center. Now let's move into puppy pose. Ground down in the tops of your feet. Lengthen, reach your arms to the front. Bring your forehead, elbows on the ground. And again, find that pelvic tilt. So rather than focusing on an extreme back bend, you want to focus on tilting the pelvis to the front, lengthening the back of your legs, keeping your front ribs slightly in towards the spine, and again thinking about length. So as you inhale, you guide that breath in between the shoulder blades, to the sides of your ribs, towards the armpits, and the whole length of your spine. If you're wearing a bra, you want to imagine you're pushing that breath into the bra space, all around the lower ribs. If you don't have a bra, but you know the feeling, imagine. If you don't know the feeling, well, shit happens. Whatever. One more breath here. And then exhale. Let's move into Sphinx pose. From here, slowly with control, move onto your forearms. Bring the pelvis down. Forearms on the floor, looking in front of you. Now, this is not a passive pose. So as you are pushing the tops of your feet or grounding them down, you bring your pubic bone in, ribs towards the spine. Your core is active. It's not squeezed all the way, but it gives you that support for the lower back. And now we'll be doing some core work, which is going to be pretty amazing. So in order for us to feel more strong, you want to bring your hands into fists. You want to push those fists into the ground. You want to push into your knees into the ground, so your knees will stay on the floor. And now with an exhale through your lower belly, lift up the pelvis into plank on your forearms. The pelvis goes perhaps in line with your shoulders. And you're pressing your fists down and your elbows are kind of light. Not easy. Inhale, slowly releasing, shaking everything out. Inhale. Press into your fist, knees. Slowly lift up the pelvis, lengthen through the crown. Nice job. Inhale. Release. I'm shaking like an expensive small dog. One more time. Exhale, push, lift up, lengthen through the crown. Perhaps gently lift up the elbows. Notice how it works. And then slowly release. Inhale, open up one more. Exhale. You can lay down on your belly. Bring your hands beside your ribs. And then push back into your child's pose. Taking a moment in your child's pose, that was some freaking job. You can slightly rock from side to side in your pelvis and your hips, shifting the weight from one side to the other side. Breathing. How did you feel in your plank? How did you feel connected to the floor, connected to your attachments? Were you able to think perhaps with an open mind? How did you feel when you pressed your fist into the floor? Great job. Now let's meet in your tabletop position again on all fours. And let's do low squat. So you want to bring your right tippy toes below your right wrist, left below the left. You can keep your heels lifted. And we'll just do a few rounds of whatever freestyle you feel like doing. Find your motion. Okay, so you can explore wherever you are. Focus on your hips and the pelvis. Focus on your breath. Yeah. Nice job. So now from here, you want to bring your feet on the floor if this is possible for your body. If not, you can stay on your tippy toes or lifted heels. And now from here, let's move into forward fold, round your spine, relax your head, bring the ribs in. And now let's sit down again, squat pose, open up your knees, open up your heart, look to the front. Exhale, forward fold, round down. Inhale, low squat, sit down. Exhale, forward fold, bring the ribs in, relax your neck. Inhale, open up into your low squat. One last time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, open up into your squat. I lied. This is the last one in this variation, forward fold. Now, get ready because it's going to get hot again for the legs. Inhale, let's go halfway up. Open up your heart. It's an extension. So back bend gentle. Lift up your gaze in front of you, shoulder blades together. Exhale, release, fold down. You can keep your knees still bent the whole time. Inhale through bent knees. Stick your butt out. Tilt the pelvis. Lengthen through the crown. Open up your heart. Exhale, release. Bring the ribs in, the belly towards the spine, perhaps gently. Inhale, open up. Imagine you're going to do a deadlift. So pretty nice. Extension. Not in the deadlift. One more. Now stay here. Maintain your long spine. And then from here, your butt goes back, back, back. It goes down, circling or creating a circular journey down. And then low squat. Forward fold, round down. Inhale, halfway up, long spine. Keep your knees bent, stick your butt out. Exhale, keep your spine long and then slowly, slowly sit down into your low squat. Oof. 3 more, let's do. Exhale, forward fold. Oh. Inhale, halfway up, long spine, stick your butt out. Exhale, slowly, slowly, with control, sit down into your squat. You can keep the heels lifted. Forward fold, 2 more. Ouch. Inhale, halfway up, long spine. Exhale, slowly sitting down into your squat. Open up the knees. One last push. Lift up your butt. Fold. Inhale, halfway up, long spine. Exhale, slowly sitting back and down. Oof, shoes. Yeah, okay. And now again, lengthen through the crown. If you need support, don't hesitate. Sit on the support so you can have a long neutral spine. Open your gaze to the front and we'll be twisting. Exhale to the right. Open up your arms. Imagine your arms can be the widest ever. You don't have to go behind your body, just stay in line with your shoulders and reach the opposite ways with your hands. Opening up the collarbones and exhale, closing. Sorry, that should have been an inhale. Exhale, twisting to the left. Opening your arms, reaching wide. The ribs are in your body. Try avoiding flaring those ribs out. Inhale back to center. Now more dynamically. Exhale, twist to the right. Reach your arms to the side. Exhale, close. Inhale, close, sorry. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Continue in your own pace. Try to hold at the end range just for a second and then come back. So that end range, you might be without your breath just to feel how it is. Take the time until you breathe in again. And you don't have to go 100%. You can go 70 all the time. Notice the twist in your body, in your core. Notice how your shoulder blades move. Notice how you're still grounding down. If you're building up heat, if you enjoy this thing, or if you want me to, if you're gonna stop the video soon, do what you need to do, but come back later if you start it. You can also explore your attachment to perhaps people pleasing, or how you or we respond or behave when things are getting a little bit uncomfortable, perhaps more uncomfortable. There's a lot of things happening in the world, and we still have our comfort here in Europe to a large degree. I must say we do. So what are we doing with that privilege? Inhale, center, exhale to the right. One last time. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Very nice. Oh my God. Inhale back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Take those blocks or books, or anything, bring them below your hands. Bend your elbows, relax your head. Really reach with those sits bones towards the sky. Perhaps your heels are very light, but try to keep them on the ground. So notice the lengthening in the back of your legs. Notice your spine and your head heavy. Your back is open. You can breathe into that.
Notice if you're shaking, if it's a challenge. Such an easy thing, or such a funny thing, such bullshit that we're doing. Small, kind of not difficult movements, but they make us break a sweat a little bit. Two more breaths. Shaking, shaking. Inhale one more. And exhale, slowly, slowly rolling up, rolling, rolling. First your pelvis, then your lumbar spine, then your thoracic spine, then your cervical spine. And then inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, bring them together. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, bring them in. Two more. Inhale, gather the energy with your hands, really mindfully noticing. Exhale, bring that energy into your heart. Inhale, gather your intentions. Exhale, bring them into your body. One more breath here. You can reach your arms up if you wish. And then we're going to roll down. First, your head, cervical spine, thoracic spine, lumbar spine, then the pelvis and your bent knees. Slowly rolling down. Arms are relaxed. Notice the work of your body. Inhale halfway up, open up your heart. One last, slowly sitting down, back into your squat. Oof. Putting those blocks away or whatever support you had, or if you didn't, so you don't have to bother. You can lay down on your backs, rock from side to side, and we'll end this class slowly. Bring your feet on the ground and bring your right ankle above your left or on your left thigh above your knee. Open up your arms to the side or cactus, whatever feels nice. You can also keep your arms above your head. And then allow your legs to fall to the left side. Twisting in your upper body. You can either keep your knee pointed up or you can release that leg. You can bring your left hand on that leg. You can keep your right arm above your head or wherever it is. There's many, many ways how we can occupy a shape. Nothing is written in the stone, and we have enormous amount of diversity in human body. And the very nice thing about yoga practice is that we can adjust to each body. But you have to explore, you have to notice what works for your body. So you're the captain of your body. So it's up to you what you choose to do with it. So choose mindfully. Choose wisely. Slowing down the breath. Amazing. Now let's go back to center. Exchange your legs. Great. Exchange your arms and allow your legs to fall to the other side. Adjust as you need to. Taking a few nutritious breaths here. So our attachments are a sensitive topic because they expose our weaknesses, they expose our comfort zones, they expose what we perhaps rely on. And with the natural changing character of everything around us, it's scary to think about that those things are not here forever, but it's also the nice part about it, that nothing lasts forever. One more breath here. That was a nice one. Let's go back. And we'll end laying down on our backs, Shavasana. Lengthen your legs, open up your arms. Take as much space as you have, as you can give to your body. Take a blanket, whatever you need to be comfy. And continue this process of observation, exploration, now in stillness. Shavasana is a space for integration and digestion of the whole experience. Stay present with your body. Avoid judgment. Allow everything to flow. Avoid spiraling. Be here. If you still have time, stay in your Shavasana for a few more minutes.
You can bring your hands together, thumbs on your hearts or between the eyebrows. Thank you for being here. If you made it till the end, you're amazing. Take whatever made sense to you in this practice. Continue exploring it for the next 3 days. I'll be happy if you see me again in the next practice. And let's close the class with one Om together. Inhale. Thank you for being here. See you soon.